Okie dokie. What's happening, everybody? We got our camera going. We got our witchcraft going. We got all sorts of stuff going on today, right? What are you going to cook up? What are you wanting to make? This is the thing about the Workable Witchery Workshop for the Spell of the Day Challenge. Now, the thing is, you don't have to stick with the blends that I make. There is a list of herbs that we're playing with this week that is just absolutely phenomenal. So, if you have in your collection gravel root or Joe Pye weed, right? Low John root or galangal, same thing. Turmeric, horehound, high John root or jalop root. Fly argaric, motherwort, barberry. Tonka beans, frankincense, senna, Solomon seal, white pine, white sandalwood, tobacco, or olive. You can participate in this week's challenge. So today's ingredients that we're going to blend are going to be a combination of the alpine turmeric. We're going to do frankincense, we're going to do high John root, and we are going to do olive leaf. Now, the thing about the olive leaf is it includes the divine interactions. So what does that mean? That means we are channeling the divine outcomes, right? The use of the olive, it was a staple, it was food, it was lighting, it was sacred to the ancients. Same with frankincense. And this is what's really cool about frankincense is that Dr. Jerry Allen Johnson, in his book on Taoist plant magic, right? He says, one of the oldest forms of incense in the world is the frankincense resin, which is a tree sap once priceless to the Middle Eastern area thousands of years ago. Frankincense resin is considered to be yang in nature, masculine, right? It is associated with the fire element and its planetary correspondence to the sun. Frankincense resin is used in countless formulae and different incense blends. However, it is a particularly common incense blend that is used for consecration, exorcism, and protection. Frankincense resin is considered to be a good magical base to receive other herbs or oils. Purification. When burned, frankincense resin dispels negativity and raises the spiritual energy of a place. It is therefore commonly used in consecration and cleansing rituals as an incense. Frankincense resin is said to purify the altar space and invoke a spiritual frame of mind. The sacred and purifying scent of frankincense resin is used to cleanse the body, aura, and environment of all negative influence. Frankincense resin also aids in manifestation and meditation. It is used to obtain blessings and has long been used as a divination offering. So if you're going to be doing divination and you need to offer something to the spirits, frankincense is a good thing to do. As a protective, frankincense is commonly used in all forms of exorcisms. When burned, it releases a powerful energetic mist that drives away all forms of evil and negativity. Frankincense is also used as magical sachets and used for luck, protection, and spiritual growth. Visions. When burned, frankincense is said to induce visions and said to aid in meditation. It is used in order to enhance psychic visions and to attract spiritual influences. Good spiritual influences, right? And so we all have that thing where you don't want it to be too churchy when you get up to your witchcraft, but at the same time, it's like there's a reason why the church uses these ingredients, because they are the shit. They really are awesome. So, next ingredient on the list today is turmeric, or witchin, right? Turmeric is golden seal and is used in purification and in dream magic. Now, witchin can be scattered on the floor to purify and consecrate and to protect magical circles, or it can be mixed with salt water and sprinkled around the altar in order to purify the area. Okay? Summoning. It is said that witchin purifies a space, and because spirits are drawn to its heat, it can therefore be used to lead and control spirits. Visions. Witchin tea has been shown to enhance dream imagery, increase vividness, prolong REM periods, and initiate dream recall. In order to make an effective tormentil tea, add about a half teaspoon of the orange powdery ground root into hot water and mix thoroughly. The ground witchin root is also steeped in hot water and drank as a tea to increase life expectancy and to clear the mind. If you didn't know, turmeric is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. That shit is on. It's great. You can put it in your food. You can put it in your whatever. These are herbs of healing and health, right? They actually used to use as chewing gum frankincense. Like they would actually chew it. It's got antidepressant qualities to it, which is pretty cool. Don't Don't like, just mind your allergies if you're gonna like consume this shit, right, guys? And so we covered with the high John root also that what it is it's a compelling. I'll actually, you know what? Let's go through this just so that way you guys have it all on hand, and you know from the Taoist magic perspective what is jalap root? What does it actually do? Let's see here. Now, golden seal is different than turmeric, right? Like they're the different ingredients. So careful when you're checking your references on this one, folks. Let's see here. High John root. High John root. Oh, it's not going to give it to me. That's the thing. It's fantastic stuff. It's also known as jalap root. Great stuff to have on hand. It's a potency enhancer. It is basically, if you need to have something done according to your will, that's the stuff to use. Like if you have any questions on like, well, this needs to happen, but it's not happening enough, make it happen, right? That's the stuff that'll get it done. And so we can use that today too. And so, like I said, all right, now what are we going to do? We are going to make a mess and some noise, right? Get your microplane, get your turmeric, right? And start grinding, because this is going to be the thing. It's by its heat, it draws the spirit. So by combining this, the high John root and the frankincense, that's the fire. With the olive, it's the divine fire, right? And so with this blend, we can create a recipe formulation that is excellent for exorcism, right? Like if we need to run stuff out of a space, we can use this blend. But at the same time, we can also use this as a base for our ascendancy work. So again, if you're following along in the Right in the Afternoon conversations that I had yesterday, I went on a bit of a tirade. Today, I'm going to talk about the Rite of Transformation and all of the nuance behind it while I prep and ready that section of the Grimoire of Arts 10-year anniversary version, right? So what we're doing today is we're talking about what will help in our ascendancy, what will help the idea of ascension, the human spirit connecting to the divine spirit while it's still in flesh, while you are still alive, so you do not have to find heaven when you die. You can find heaven now. You can channel the aspects of the celestial orders of the world, right? And so we'll add in a little bit of frankincense to this. Just a few pieces. You don't need too much. And then the high John root. Stuff is delicious, but man, it makes me sneeze. So if I start sneezing because of this stuff, I warned y'all. So like I said, guys, mind your allergies when it comes to this stuff, because some of it will set off your sinuses. Right? If you need to, everybody's got one of those COVID masks now. You can put one of those on and it'll help you with your respiratory things. Like you don't want to inhale the powders of ingredients. And that's one of those things where, yes, I have worked with dangerous ingredients in the past. Yes, I have been stupid with some of those ingredients. And yes, I have poisoned myself. So try to avoid doing that. But if you're an alchemist and you're in the middle of something and you forget what you're doing and you're like, okay, I'm going to add this ingredient next, and it winds up being counterintuitive, yes, you will have to start all over. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Yes, you will have to start over if you fucked up your spell blend. So make sure you have enough on hand to make it and make it again, right? So that way, if you have to make your spells again, you've got a little bit of extra, so that way you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I have these things. Oh my God, I oopsed and mixed this ingredient into this one, and now I don't have enough to create the spell, and now I have to wait another 3 weeks for the delivery of it, right? That's a problem. So just make sure when you're purchasing your ingredients that you buy enough to have a little bit extra, right? I have jars and jars of herbs. Like I have enough extra to make sure that I don't run out when I'm doing stuff for clients or when I'm doing stuff for friends or when I'm trying to do these spell of the days and I'm trying to think about what resonates together. What is a purpose of spellcraft that I can deliver that's going to elevate the situation? What's going to be a really good use of this stuff that otherwise people don't think about, people don't talk about, people don't work with? Why would you seek out turmeric root? Why would you seek out Haijian root? Why would you seek out frankincense? Why would you use olive? Right? Not everybody has these ingredients on hand. I understand that. But if you want to work with these ingredients, this is the kind of thing that you can do when you work with these ingredients, right? These are the kinds of things that you can play with when you are getting into the weeds when it comes to your magic and your witchcraft. So as you go through and you create, right? And this is what I love about it, is because I want to get a good database going for international suppliers, for people that deal with herbs and can sell them in all the different countries, right? So that way there is a contact list of international suppliers, so that people that are dealing with the jalap root up in Canada have a place to go. If they are in Germany, they can buy it from somewhere. They're in Denmark, they can buy it from somewhere, right? And so these are the kinds of relationships I'm trying to cultivate while creating a national registry for all the places in different cities that sell these, so that the people that are wanting to shop and stimulate local economies, which is my preferred thing to do with the Workable Witchery Workshop, is as a means of infrastructure cultivation, right? So if we're creating an international society of people that are using herbs, spell ingredients, candles, what have you, we can standardize our practice, and we can take it out of the hands of the Chinese manufacturers, and we can put it into local craftsmen. We can bring back the candle maker. We can bring back the blacksmith. We can bring back the farmer that specializes in occult herbs, that talks to the plants. I was talking to a wonderful fellow last night. His name is Dan. He lives in the middle of nowhere, like quite literally a mile off the main road in a cabin in the woods. And I kept trying to talk to him and be like, dude, go live, go on Facebook, go do a live stream, talk about the things that you do when you come into the nature of things, right? Because he's like, if I talk about the trees talking to me, nobody's going to understand that. And I'm like, no, the right way, the right people will understand this. Talking to your ingredients, knowing what your ingredients are about to pop off for you, right? That's some of the most important thing that you have to consider, is because what you're doing and how you do it, it matters, right? The connection that you have to your ingredients, the reason why your ingredients are sacred, because they are the vibrations, they are chemistry, they are biochemistry, right? It's a chemical compound that happens when you burn ingredients, right? You release certain vapors in the air, you're releasing the atomic structure, and you're putting that into the air, right? And so these are the things that you have to consider, is what is the chemistry of some of the herbs and stuff behind what I'm using, right? What is, like frankincense, what's its effect on the body? Well, like I said, it can act as an antidepressant. It can elevate the mood. It can dispel fungus. It's like, it has all sorts of practical applications that have been used for thousands and thousands of years. And what, only modern science can say these things? No, modern science is a goddamn cartel, but it protects people from the improper use of these things. It tries to find the virtues, test the virtues, and apply them, right? And so as I grind this down, what is going to be my use of this, right? My use of this today is that during the rite in the afternoon, I'm going to be demonstrating the use of this ingredient blend on a piece of charcoal while I'm setting up ideas for you for the rite of transformation. Like, we'll go through which books you should reference when you are thinking about making your own version of it, right? And how to not only create intermediary that will allow you to channel the words that you need, right? So one of the things that I didn't have in the book is that the invocation of becoming was something I heard Spirit say. Like, clairaudience, it's a thing. It is a real thing, and it is unlike any other magical discipline because it's not magic. It's science. It's your body's capacity to hear the collective, right? And if you tune in with the right meditations, with the right ingredients, with the right kinds of things that will elevate and facilitate your visions, right? Secondary ingredients that you can add to this would be things like blue lotus, right? That's one of the primary ingredients that I use in my vision incenses is blue lotus. So today's blend with the olive, the frankincense, the turmeric, and the Haijian root is going to be mixed with blue lotus later for the actual application of this, right? Like, this is a good base, Burning this alone can be used to purify your space, can be used during your meditations, can be made into an extract that you can put into other spells, and you can draw talismans and amulets and things like that with them as well. But the goal with this today is to facilitate the initial conversation between us, so that way you and I have the opportunity to understand that if you make an herb blend right and you're willing to recede into yourself and feel the herbs and feel the connection to it, right? Like there was the spell blend a few weeks ago that we cooked up in the workshop for this project, and I was able to feel my auric field from inside it. It was like pressing on a bit of bubble wrap. It was really fantastic. So again, guys, you just want to make sure that what you're doing isn't going to screw the pooch, so to speak, when it comes to your sensitivities and your allergies. But you want to be open and receptive to those things which are going to move your project forward. And whatever project that may be, if you're trying to hear spirit, you need to have things in the beginning of your practice that'll help you facilitate these things. Using frankincense and turmeric will help create that fire of illumination, right? We add in the olive leaf. Again, it's divine influence. It's the higher influence. So we've got things that are all associated with heaven. We've got things that are all associated with the highest form of being. So that way, as you create these ingredients, as you create the relationship between these ingredients, you're able to, with confidence, get the benefits of these. So it's not just that you're doing witchcraft by grinding down these herbs. No, like Christians can use this in meditation. Buddhists can use this in meditation. Like this is herbal wisdom, right? This is Chinese herbal wisdom, right? This is hoodoo. This is American folk traditions. This is European witchcraft. All of that wisdom is in what I'm saying. It's all interwoven with it. So these are the things that you have to consider: are your sources of information legitimate, right? Did you watch TikTok? All right. Did you watch some 12-year-old talking on TikTok about like witchcraft? And, did they cite their sources? Cunningham, Dr. Stephen Skinner, Dr. Jerry Allen Johnson. Like, how many other, what else do you need? Like, when it comes to your sources of information, those are what's important. Where are you getting your information? How are you implying your information? What is the narrative behind the information, right? Why is the myth so important behind the information? Because it connects you to the spirit that's there. So if you know the story of the spirit that's there, you can connect with the spirit that's there. And so you can create your own relationship with that spirit. And in a controlled environment, you can repeat that over and over and over and over again. This will allow you controlled manifestations with the spirit so that you're not channeling the devils or the wandering spirits, even if they are named. Angels are angels, folks. All right? If they're good for you or they're bad for you, it depends on your behavior and your understanding, right? They are themselves in the same way you are yourself. So to label something evil without knowing it individually, without knowing it one-to-one, right, is the same way you generalizing racist, hateful bullshit. Right? You make generalizations about a species of entity, a species of being, right? The things I have seen, the things I have worked with, the things I am willing to work with, the biggest problem I have is with people, not with the other things, right? And so using an ingredient blend like this will help you elevate your space, elevate your vibrations to allow you to understand that it's the connection that you share with those things, right? You can hear them. It's part of the collective. You hear the words, you write them down. You use the words as an invocation. That's how the invocation of becoming. What is the Black Forest at midnight? Have you ever been in the woods at midnight? Have you ever been able to just sit there and be in the woods with the forest and the growing things and the nightlife and all of those things, right? That's what that spell references. If you are understanding what are the 12 gates of power, right? Those are the gates of time, right? Those are the hours of the day, the 12 in the morning, the 12 at night, right? The Egyptians used to consider every hour of the day as a gateway of power. So every degree, the 60 degrees or the 10 degree, around the planet, right, is for planetary shifts, is for those energy currents, those specific angles at which the sun is at very distinct points. And so as it's in its transit, that energy, it lines it up. So you've got the sun of this, you've got the sun of this, you've got the moon of this, the moon of this, the moon of this, etc. It's all lines of energy that are flowing into your space. And so playing with the celestial strings, because this is, again, we're all quantum entangled, right? Everybody is a quantum entangled thing. And if we can divide ourselves from that quantum entanglement, then we can separate out, well, this is the ubiquity in useful form. This is the ubiquity in non-useful form, right? And the ubiquity in this case being the surface area of all things contained within the system. So what thing is entangled within the system that we're working with? What is the separation mathematics that we need in order to be able to pull specific individualized energies out? Putting our body in a trance state, your body has the capacity to cross through 11 different dimensions of understanding, minimum, right? Minimum, you can do 11 different dimensions. And different dimensions occur on different applications of both physical matter and understanding of how physical matter interacts. Okay? So that's a huge conversation for a lot later. Maybe this week, because it's part of the rite of transformation. But this is why a blend like this is really important to have on hand, or to be able to cook up on hand, is because you can light this up on incense and it can start that journey. It can start putting you in the right kind of mindset to be able to create your own pathways between the worlds, right? Listen to what the spirits have to say. Write it down. I don't think I can stress that enough. Write down what your spirits tell you. Have an entire book just dedicated to what the spirit says. And that will be an entirely different understanding than just listening to what I have to say, or what any of the other people on YouTube or Witch Talk or whatever fucking shit that's out there, right? This is about developing your own senses of information. This blend will help you do something like that, and it will be mostly safe for you to do, right? Again, mind your allergies and the sensitivities. Like my sinuses are going nuts because of the fucking high John root. So just be aware. Just be aware, my friends. And I will see you in a couple of hours for the rite in the afternoon. The transformation of the self, right, is what we're going to get into. So dealing with the rite of transformation. So anyway, stay safe, my friends. Remember, don't be evil. Mind your allergies. Try not to burn your house down if you light the stuff on fire. All right? I will chat with you later. Stay safe, y'all.